any thunder or lightning or see any flashes. It just started storming, so just bear with me with that if you hear anything. But this is going to be the review slash flip through of the Storm Roots Oracle by the Hurricane Mystic. I believe this was the last printing. I'm not sure if it's still up. You may want to check the site. But I do want to say, even if this deck is sold out, she has plenty of other decks, and she's also going to be making a Sailor Moon deck as well. So make sure you keep that in mind, because we love us some Sailor Moon. I still need to finish it, but I know Sailor Moon is a very, very beloved anime in the anime community. So I opened it up a little, and this tea was included, which I really, really appreciate. So I did pre-order this. I pre-ordered in February. I'm just now receiving it, but the first package, it's a whole story, and if you saw the beginning, you know why. So we're gonna go ahead and jump through. So obviously we have our guidebook right here. Experience in the West Indies in this expansive tool and open your life to change. So I like this. I was very, very curious about this deck, and I really wanted it, just because I'm pretty sure I have some island roots. There are some ancestors from the islands, from the Caribbean island. A couple of them have come to me. I haven't done any ancestry tests, but I have had some experience with a couple of my ancestors from the islands. So let's go ahead and open this up. So we have the deck, which I'm so excited. Oh, there's some other things as well. Oh my god. So she took the time, which I really, really appreciate, to include some crystals. So I did pre-order, and the pre-order came with a few things, but since that package got lost, I'm assuming she included this. Oh my gosh, and a bracelet. So she didn't have to do this. This is honestly going above and beyond, and it's part of that amazing customer service like I was talking about, because, you know, the price that I paid was the price of the deck, of the production of the deck, and shipping. But you know, you have to think she had to ship it out again and did expedited shipping, and she also included some tea, a crystal bracelet, which, oh, I love this because I just got chills when I put it on. But you know, she included these extra things and she didn't have to, and I want to say, you know, thank you for that, of course. And also, like, these are things to keep in mind, because they really speak to how someone operates their business, and this is a small business, so we have to keep that in mind too, because it's a one-person team mostly. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the deck. I will say this deck is a lot smaller than I thought it was. I thought it would be, which isn't a deal breaker, but that is one thing I will say. It is smaller than I was expecting. Let me see if I can zoom in, because I want this to, okay, yeah, but take a look at the guidebook, which is almost the size of my hand, and the cards. So it says about the deck: the Storm Roots Oracle is a 90-card oracle deck charged with various aspects of the West Indian experience, from divine to the mundane. These cards work together to bring spiritual messages to the user. The history of the magic in the Caribbean has more roots and legends that can be inscribed onto a single page. But know this: when the community needed healing, justice, and freedom, magic was there. Man, I'm getting chills. Though perhaps not in name, magic has always been prevalent in our region, as anyone who has walked the grounds or swam in our waters would tell you. To experience the West Indies is to experience a multicultural wealth of power that was woven together by our ancestors and the nature spirits that permeate the region. Still getting chills. The deck is divided into 4 suits: monsters and myths, gods and goddesses, island life, and spirit speaks. Then of course she has her information right here, which I will leave in the description down below. But whew, like I said, there are a couple ancestors that have come to me in my dreams specifically that are from the islands, and when she says, like, it's always been there, it's always been there in the land itself, in the culture. Like, it's there. Haven't been yet, but I do plan to go. So let me zoom in for you real quick. So let's go ahead and start the walkthrough. We have a pearl in the Caribbean Sea. Anansi. If you don't know who Anansi is, as it says, Anansi is the trickster god of stories and is a jack of all trades. They represent the innovative solutions to our problems. We have ancestors. Bamboo. We have breadfruit. A cinnamon broom. Comfort food. I love this one. I do like that. Cowrie shells. I have to quickly mention that even though these are brand new, they're not sticking together. As I say, the quality is superb. We have to tangle. I love that. Diet. I believe it's Doan's footprints. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Dreams. Duppy. We have empty. Go with the flow. Haitian Revolution. Hammock. Harvest. Ooh, 99999. Hollywood Voodoo. Love that one. Hollywood Voodoo. Because obviously Hollywood is not accurate about voodoo at all. Hurricane Season. Imagination. Jack-o'-lanterns. Jack Spanner. Jumbe. Kuan Yin. La Diablesse. La Diables. You know what if you know, you know. Please feel free to correct me if I get any of these wrong. Letter. Locks. Mask. Obi. Ogun. Oshun. What is that? Papa Boy? I think so. Don't speak French, I speak Spanish. Pear. Plum season. Protection alert. Protection. Rich in spice. Scotch bonnet pepper. Scotch bonnet pepper. That's how I usually pronounce that, but again, I don't know. Sea moss. Set's banquet. Sewed beanbag. Shango. Need to know and need to learn more about Shango. He appeared in a dream not too long ago. Sokuyan. I hope I pronounced that right. Spiritual Baptist. Steel pan. Stolen shadow. Sushi. What is this? Tomosi Cabotano. Cabotano. Tea. The countryside. The Garafuno's Journey, The Neighbor, Uniform, Yemoja, Yemaya, Young Child, Youth, Growth After Storms. Oh, these are sigils. Okay, so keep that in mind. We're now moving into sigils. Parallel Universe. Stop Procrastinating. Okay, so these are also the same image. Your new beginning is here. The answer is no. Don't redraw. The answer is still no. That's an important card to have. Recharge your energy. Your ancestors have dealt with it. Have a little faith. Give thanks today. Are grudges clouding your judgment? Do you trust your guides or not? You're definitely overthinking it. Realize how far you've come. Forgiveness isn't easy, but it is part of your healing. Abundance is yours. Claim it. Spend the day taking care of yourself. Don't repress your feelings. Become the person you are meant to be. There is only one you. Give back today. Go out and have fun. Okay, so I'll be honest, I'm gonna stop flipping through because as you see and as I see, the last of these cards all have the same image, which I wasn't expecting that, especially since it seemed like beforehand every card had a different image like tied to that specific card. So that kind of changes things up. I'll be honest about that. I was enjoying it until I realized all the cards towards the end, and you know, you have to think this is a very big deck. Like, I'm gonna take time to count how many cards have the same image besides a couple of these that have sigils, because as you can see, like, this is the section that has the same image and this is the section that has a different image. That's a good portion right there. Let me count back a little bit, but for these that have essentially the same image and just different words, it's around 30 to 33 of them. So that's about a little over a third of the deck has the same image. And I'll be honest, I kind of don't like that, but no, I'm not going to detract for that. I kind of don't like that. I kind of don't like how over a third of the deck has the same image. Yes, I know it's a big deck, but I'm just speaking like this is a review and a flip through. I don't like how a third of the deck has the same image, but just, you know, different ones. I think I'll be okay if like maybe 10 of the cards, 20 of the cards had the same image, but a third of it, that's just a bit much. But again, we do get, you know, we do get a lot. I will say we do get a lot of imagery, so it doesn't detract that much. But again, just saying, I don't like how a third of the deck has the same image. I don't. So for me, the pros are obviously this is made by someone from the Caribbean, from the West Indies. So it's a West Indian inspired deck. It has a lot of Caribbean culture in it. It's also an ancestor deck as well. It's a way to connect with your guides, like, you know, all decks are, but I feel like some decks, you know, hone in on that a little bit more than others. Amazing, again, amazing card quality. Shuffles like a dream. The reason I'm not shuffling right now is because I'm just not, because I'm not going to do my first shuffle on camera. So, you know, it's some pros. But again, the last 33 cards is really, I'm not gonna lie, it's detracting me. It's kind of detracting me a little bit from all of this amazingness in the beginning, because we have all of this, and then, you know, and I guess it kind of makes sense because these are like the messages from spirit, so to speak, so you don't really need to have a lot of intense energy. But as I said, a third of the deck, that's a lot to me. I'm sure it'll be a lot. I mean, you know, to each their own. I don't think the other decks have the same imagery, because this is the only deck that's 90 cards from what I can remember. So, cons, obviously that third that I can't get over. As well as the size. Like, I like mini decks, but this is, I want to say, as small as one of my affirmation decks. And just with the price, I was expecting it to be a, you know, full-fledged. Let me zoom out so you can see what I'm talking about when I talk about the size. This is how small it is. So I was expecting something of this size. So I was expecting something around this size. I will say that even though I'm going to be trying my best to review more black and brown decks, I'm still going to give like active criticism and my thoughts on it, and not just say it's, you know, everything I've dreamed of and more just because it's black created. But I mean, we don't have a lot of Caribbean based decks. We don't have a lot of West Indies inspired decks. This does a good job of adding something to the experience of black and brown people specifically that most decks can't give us. So I will say it is a yes in my book. With that being said, this was the review slash flip through of the Storm Roots Oracle. And honestly, I can detract away from, you know, this third because of the amazing customer service. The amazing customer service makes up for a third, you know, being the way it was or is. So that being said, this was the quick flip through. If you enjoy, all of her links will be down below. Again, I will recommend ordering other decks. I will still order other decks because I'm pretty sure this is the only one that has the repeated image because of how large it is. I do have to recognize how like 56 to 58, 56 to like, no, I do have to recognize how 57 to 60 of these cards had a different image. That is a lot. That is a lot. So I will give them credit for that, of course. Amazing customer service, Caribbean experience, Caribbean culture, West Indies culture, black and brown creator. So I recommend, if you enjoy, make sure you like and subscribe. I will do my best to have more of my walkthroughs because I have a lot of black and brown created decks. I have my own little collection and I want to do my part in sharing more of those, and I'll be sure to do that. So that being said, make sure you like and subscribe. Leave your comments, your thoughts about how you're feeling about it. Bye.